This is the American Weekly Mercury, published in Philadelphia on Tuesday, January 26, 1720. The lead item on the front page carries a dateline from London on October 4th of the previous year. The editors led this issue with a severe diplomatic and religious crisis unfolding in the Palatinate region of the Holy Roman Empire. The Catholic elector Palatine sent officers to compel Protestant subjects to deliver up their catechism. This was a prelude to his primary demand, the seizure of their principal place of worship, the Church of the Holy Ghost. Control over this specific building was a visible marker of religious dominance over the city of Heidelberg. The dispute triggered immediate diplomatic retaliation. The dispatch notes that both the King of Prussia and King George I of Great Britain were threatening intervention on behalf of the Protestants. A secondary dispatch from the city of Speyer reveals that the diplomatic tension had already escalated into physical force. The reporting lists a sequence of tactical maneuvers. Catholic officers hired a locksmith, broke open the doors, rang the bells, and consecrated the building for their own use. During the raid, both the Protestant minister and the local evangelical inhabitants were physically assaulted by the mob. The paper frames these events through an overtly partisan lens, describing the actions as persecution being the genius of popery. By providing these detailed accounts of foreign religious suppression, the Mercury offered its readers a narrative that framed distant European events as a direct threat to their own Protestant world. On the second page of the broadsheet, the editorial focus shifts from religious conflict to secular statecraft. A dispatch out of The Hague provides critical updates on the War of the Quadruple Alliance, a conflict pitting Spain against a coalition of European powers. The text reports that Spain has officially refused to accept the terms of a proposed treaty, ignoring threats from both British and French ambassadors. The dispatch outlines the Spanish ambassador's diplomatic stalling tactics, noting that he feigns an aversion to war while dragging out frequent conferences. The physical consequence of that failed diplomacy is recorded under the Paris dateline. The French army has initiated a mobilization. The Duke of Berwick is preparing to march 30 battalions of foot soldiers into enemy territory. This map illustrates the strategic targets detailed in the report, showing French forces poised to cross the border into Catalonia and the plains of Navarre. For a colonial merchant, a land war in Europe was a direct economic threat. Any shift in these alliances triggered naval blockades and privateer attacks on American shipping lanes. At the bottom of the Paris dispatch, the reporting transitions into the Royal Society updates of the era. A brief medical update confirms that Mademoiselle de Bourbon has survived a bout of smallpox. That recovery is immediately contrasted with the grimmer prognosis for the Duchess of Ventador, the king's governess. The paper reports she is extremely ill and has already received the last sacraments of the Church. Under absolute monarchies, the royal circle's physical condition dictated national policy. A kingdom's stability could unravel from a single infection. These health updates allowed readers to assess geopolitical risk. A sudden death in a royal house could instantly void a treaty or spark a succession crisis. After chronicling wars and illness an ocean away, the broadsheet grounds itself in local data. In the lower section, shipping manifests log vessels officially cleared out of New York and Perth Amboy. Outward-bound traffic includes the sloop Speedwell for Barbados and the brigantine Catherine for Glasgow. Directly below, Philadelphia port logs detail incoming traffic arriving just a day before publication. The ship Royal has docked from Suriname, alongside the sloop Mary inbound from Jamaica. These specific local ships linked the eastern seaboard to Caribbean sugar colonies and European markets. These journeys took weeks across open water in relatively small wooden vessels, where ships were routinely lost to weather or piracy. For local merchants, this list of arriving and departing hulls functioned as a vital proof-of-life mechanism for cargo and investments scattered throughout the empire. The American Weekly Mercury functioned as a ledger of risk, linking religious persecution in the Palatinate to the price of rum in Philadelphia. This single sheet of paper reflects how early colonial life was tied to the movements of European armies and the arrival of Atlantic merchantmen.
The Daily Dispatch, history in print. this